owns the first Terminator. But the thing is that Warner Brothers now owns the rights to the titles, and my camera just froze for some reason. My camera loves to do that, so but anyway, the first one is, well, the original with Harry Hamlin is now owned by Warner Brothers, not MGM, like the first Terminator film. But Warner Brothers is the owner, and they made the remake with Sam Worthington in it. And they also made the sequel, Wrath of the Titans. Here's another Warner Brothers owned franchise that is completely owned by Warner Brothers, no transfer from studio to studio to studio. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies. They're all owned by Warner Brothers. Here's the first one, second one, and then the third one. And I'm going to show you one more Warner Brothers franchise before we move on to some other franchises that are still owned by the same company but not Warner Brothers. Okay, one more Warner Brothers example for franchises that are completely owned by Warner Brothers is the Lord of the Rings movies. Even though New Line Cinema made the movies, Warner Brothers is the owner of New Line Cinema. Yes, Warner Brothers is the owner of New Line Cinema, so yeah. So Warner Brothers owns these movies. Now I'm going to show you some franchises that are not owned by Warner Brothers but are still owned by the same company. All of them. In the case of Disney, the Toy Story movies, all three of them were made by Pixar, but Pixar is owned by Disney. But Disney released all three of them, so yeah. Disney is the owner of Pixar and these movies, all three of them. Yep, Disney. The Mummy Trilogy. All three of them were made by Universal. All three of them. No transfers to different companies. No transfers I can't even say it right. No transfers to different companies. No companies purchasing the movies from the other companies. Universal made all three movies. Universal made all three of them, and they still own it. The Ultimate Avengers franchise. My camera keeps freezing up for some reason, so expect to see some more freezing up. But Marvel and Lionsgate are the owners. Well, they made both of these movies, and Lionsgate is still the owner of them. So yeah, Marvel and Lionsgate made both movies, and Lionsgate still owns both. And one more franchise that I'm going to show is Fantasia and Fantasia 2000. Yes, both of them are made by Disney. Well, they were made by Disney, but they are owned by Disney. So, yeah, Disney, as you can see. Both movies were made by Disney, and Disney still owns it. So, yeah. What are your thoughts on movie franchises being owned not by the same studio? Like, what I'm trying to ask is, what are your thoughts on a movie franchises in which some of the movies in the franchises are owned by different companies? Like Terminator is not the only one. In fact, the Chronicles of Narnia movies, the first two were Disney, but the third one was Fox, 20th Century Fox. 20th Century Fox, just in case if anyone was asking. And my camera still likes to freeze up on me. Oh my gosh. And there are also some other movie franchises, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies or the Halloween movies. There's a lot of horror movie franchises in which all of some or all of the installments are owned by different companies. So yeah. So yeah, those were my two videos regarding recent Miramax Blu-ray releases and the Terminator franchise. Well, I guess that wraps it up for both of these videos, and I will see you. So yeah, take care everyone.